And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swat with the Sacramento Report. My guest this segment is Anthony Portantino, member of the State Assembly from La Cañada, Flint Ridge. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And you brought a prop.
Yes, I brought a prop. This is a Assembly license plate. It's commonly called vanity plates. You know, the public gets them all the time. And during the budget crisis in particular, and one of the things that I try to fight for is sort of good government reform and saying that legislators should, set an example. And one of the things I uncovered is that legislators for years have been qualifying for these types of vanity plates without paying for them. The program sort of exempted us out. The general public, if you wanted one that said soccer dad, you'd have to pay a fee, and then you pay a yearly renewal fee. If the person down the street says, #1 lawyer or, great mom, they pay. The general public pays. But legislators essentially get this for $12.
Who wrote the legislation?
Who wrote the legislation. Essentially get it for $12. And to me, I just don't think that's right. And I've been pleased that so far, the State Assembly's been embracing this reform. It passed out of the House with no votes last week. And I just think it makes sense at a time when we're, cutting schools, at a time when we're, making tough choices. We shouldn't be enjoying the benefit of a free vanity plate. Now, I don't take one. It's a discretionary thing. Legislators choose to take one.
And many don't.
And many don't. But interestingly, retired legislators, that's why this says "are" here, retired legislators get them as well. And if they have multiple cars, they get 1, 2, or 3, cars, again, with no annual renewal fee, and we get them less than cost. That's just not right. So.
You've carried a lot of bills sort of taking on the legislature, trying to get more sunshine. But this, I think, is really hard to vote against.
It's hard to vote against. It makes sense. One of the things that I say is we're no different than anybody else. We need to act that way. And, people need to trust us with their resources, especially when we're talking about revenue. They need to trust us as people first. And everything that I can do, like I didn't take a state purchase car. I don't take a cell phone. I think I'm the only legislator with my home telephone number listed on the state's website. So if we can try to just get in that mode where we earn the public's trust every day, I think it makes the House function better and everybody does well.
I think we should also say, doesn't the money here raised with this license plate go to the CHP?
Right. Well, that's what we're doing. We're having this money go into the Caltrans General Fund. We're trying to make sure the money's spent wisely. There's been some recent controversies on the whole license plate program. In today's paper, they've uncovered that some of the other the special programs, the money isn't going for where it's intended to go. So I like to think that by highlighting this whole issue, we're putting sunshine on the whole system. Because again, if somebody purchases a license plate for a specific purpose, whether it's the Save Lake Tahoe or the 9/11, that money should go to what it's supposed to go, and that's what the public expects.
We only have a little time left, but some of your other pieces of legislation dealing with the legislature, dealing with the whistleblowers who are obviously coming up with information on state employees, you've not been as successful.
Well, we've been successful on opening up the books. Obviously we forced the legislature to embrace the California Public Records Act, which it had been exempting for 25 years. But there's more to be done. We want to extend whistleblower protection, and we want complete transparency.
And you're also trying to get, I guess, more information on the Statement of Economic Interests.
Right. That's actually moving through the system. We're getting good support on making that data actually have teeth to it.
All right. Anthony Portantino of La Cañada, Flint Ridge, thanks for coming by, talking about these pieces of legislation and the vanity license plate for legislators. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. Reminder that this and other interviews can be seen also on YouTube and on My Government On Demand. Have a great day.